definitely a belt. So what we got to remedy this issue is the little Gates Complete Serpentine Kit. Always use Gates belts on all my vehicles generally. So we got the serpentine belt here and a couple of pulleys, including the tensioner pulley. This was the main concern. Always a good idea when you change belts to change the pulleys. A lot of people don't do it. Doing the little water test, it would seem that the belt is the issue and not necessarily the pulley. But the car's got, 49, 50,000 miles on it now at this point. So there's definitely potential that the tensioner just isn't quite applying as much tension as it normally would, causing the belt to slip a little bit as well and causing that chirping noise. So we're in here, might as well change it. A few things you're gonna want for this project, guys: Sharpie marker, piece of cardboard to write on, a socket wrench, an extended socket wrench or a breaker bar of some kind just in case, torque wrench, and a flathead screwdriver, and a 15 millimeter socket. That is about it, believe it or not. And of course, you're gonna need new pulleys and a belt. Tensioner pulley is right here underneath this airbox assembly. So we're gonna pull the airbox off. We'll take a note of the routing of the belt itself and go from there. There's little pins in these grommets that you can pull out. I just pull the grommets right out of the little mounting holes. They slide right back in or pop right back in, so no need to go crazy, and I don't disconnect the MAF or anything. Just flip the box right over. Easy. I wanted to show you guys too while we were in here while the car was running, but I forgot. I was keeping an eye on the crank pulley down here to make sure there was no wobble. I thought maybe that could potentially be a source of the noise as well. I think we're good there. I've been watching it over the last couple of weeks, and we'll keep an eye on it as well, as it's a sort of a known issue. But this is the tensioner pulley we're going to be replacing, and the other pulley in the box is that idler pulley back in there. You can see it. So now we're just paying attention, making note of the route of the belt here. So you can see up and over the idler, down the smooth side underneath the water pump. It goes up and over the alternator, back down and around. Looks like it goes under the power steering. Yep, under the power steering pulley there. Back to the other side. Up and over the tensioner pulley, or sorry, the idler pulley, and then down underneath the crank pulley and back up around the tensioner. So we got our route there. We'll draw it on a piece of cardboard. This is like an essential step when you're changing your belts. You always got to draw the diagram out, right? There's tons of them online, but I like to just do it myself to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing. So we can start with the pulley that we know we're working with up here in the top left corner. That's the tensioner pulley. And we know we got the bigger water pump pulley right here in this area. Then we know the alternator is up here, small pulley. And we got a bigger power steering and the little idler. And then we got the big crank pulley down here at the bottom. Sort of a general layout, right? We know that belt comes up and over the tensioner and under the water pump, shoots up and over the alternator, goes down and underneath the power steering pump, up and over the idler, if I remember correctly, shoots down and under the crank pulley, and then right back up on the tensioner. So that, I believe, is the route. So just for reference, this is the tensioner, water pump, alternator, power steering, idler, and crank. So for this, we got sort of a long extended socket wrench, 15 millimeter socket, and we put it right here on the bolt of the tensioner and just flex it. Hopefully you can see that on camera. See that? Just rotate it and that loosens the belt up so we'll be able to pop it off. The belt has been removed off the tensioner. Now we can basically just pull it out. But we'll focus here on the tensioner pulley, and it looks like we have one, maybe two, like just 2 bolts that are holding that in. Just gonna use the same setup to break these loose, and we can use a ratchet to continue. Not very tight, actually, surprisingly. Neither of them were very tight. Super long, though. Seems to spin freely. Hold on to these bolts, we'll reuse those. First tensioner. I saw the torque specs for the tensioner pulley bolts is 37 foot-pounds, but somebody else said they snap those bolts at 37 foot-pounds, so we might go just shy of that. We'll see how it feels. Got my torque wrench set to 32 foot-pounds. Get down in there and get the other one out. I'm just going to just kind of set the new belt in place. We know it goes up over the tensioner, but we'll leave it loose there. We know it goes underneath the crank pulley and it goes underneath the power steering pump. So I'm going to kind of slide it down in there underneath the crank pulley. And once it's in there, it's a little bit easier to get everything routed. So it's a little bit tight down here between the crank pulley and the rack. And also a little tight between the rack and between some of those hydraulic lines and the power steering pulley. So just got to turn the belt sideways and feed it down in there. It's fed down in there, up and over the alternator. check here underneath the power steering and up and over that idler, underneath the crank. Okay, I gotta go up and over the idler. So we're underneath the crank, up and over the idler, up and over the alternator up here, back around the underside of the power steering. Now, this portion right here is left to go under the water pump. So we can get it off the tensioner. There. So now we just need to move this tensioner in order to get the belt on it. Slowly release the tension. And make sure the belt is lined up properly on each of the pulleys. Looks like all the grooves are matched up with the crank. It is properly on the tensioner. It's on the alternator correctly. Up and over the idler pulley there. I think we're good. After checking, double checking, and triple checking the routing of the belt, making sure it's centered properly on each of the pulleys, we can reassemble the airbox, start this thing up, see if we resolved our squeaking belt issue. Relatively simple project, guys. I'm sure you can handle it. A couple of basic hand tools. Don't even need the car up off the ground at all. A little bit of patience, take your time, check over things multiple times, make sure the belt's routed correctly. You got it. Maybe 20-minute job. Pretty simple. Thank you guys very much for watching. More stuff coming for the vet, more stuff coming for all the cars on the channel. Appreciate you guys watching. See you in the next one.